Hello everyone. I know I haven't made a video in a while, but I had an idea for this, what you are looking at right now. Had an idea for it when I was sitting in my environmental studies class. And I'm not sure if this has ever been done before. Maybe there's a video. It's like, hey, look at my awesome thing. It's Minecart. And I'm gonna look stupid because this video's already out there. But I had this idea to have minecarts, a hub, if you will, of minecart tracks that can go to different places, and well, that one malfunctioned, and they stop a little bit to allow people to get on them before they take off again. Um, Unfortunately, this doesn't work the other way, where if you're riding in the cart, it won't stop correctly. It won't stop, and it goes too quickly. Because the Minecraft, when you get in a cart, it goes faster than if it's just a cart itself, which is really obnoxious. But as you can see, the carts go around, and one of the carts clicks a switch, and that turns all of the first booster rails off for a minute. That one clicks the switch, and then off they go. And then it waits a bit, and when they stop, you get in, and it turns it back on. It won't wait till you get in. It's done by I'll show you the wiring in a bit, but it's done with delay, the redstone repeaters. So yeah, I'll wait till this one gets around, and I'll put this card back on. Here we go, right there, and now it's off. Didn't mean to get in it. But I have four examples here, four different ways to build this track. Because you may be on flat terrain, you may not be on flat terrain, and that could be something that you run in. What is going on with this thing? I don't know what's wrong with this one, but I'll figure it out in a minute. This one goes down one bump and then comes back up one bump. And it has what I do is I put 3 booster rails, 8 regular rails, 3 booster rails, 8 regular, 3 booster, and so on and so on. But in order to get that system to stop correctly, so that it doesn't keep going around, or that it doesn't stop before getting on the booster rail, this set of regular rails is actually 10 rails instead of 8. And that is because this has been reduced to 1, so that it will go precisely to stop on that rail. The same has been done over here, but I have demonstrated that it is possible to use detector rails to power the booster rails instead of redstone torches if you don't like the look of redstone torches on the side of your track. And for some reason, this rail over here is having a problem, and I can't figure out what kind of problem it's having. But I'll leave it for now because I want to demonstrate something anyway. Now, as you can see, this land is flat. If you have like a street that you want to do this on in a city or something, and what the difference is, it's still 3 booster and 8 regular, but instead of this being 10 rails long, it is now 12 rails long because it's flat, and so the cart goes faster because it doesn't have to go up that hill at the end. So if you just have a flat street, you'll have 12 rails here and the 1 booster at the end. This curve, you don't have to build it to look like this. You can make it as long as you like, as long as it's 3 booster and 8 regular track. And of course, the turns are not necessary. So I just have the turns because otherwise it wouldn't be a full 8 pieces of track, and then it wouldn't go as planned. So this is the other side of that to display that you can use detector rails for flat track as well. And you can also, if you want two carts to cycle at once, I haven't really tested that, but hopefully you can actually have two carts cycle at once, and I can add another cart to this. That may have been too early, actually. No, I think that's good. And it'll send that cart off, and then another cart will come. And then if you want, you can probably send a third one out. So as you can see, multiple carts can go around this thing, so you won't have to wait forever for a cart. And it's really interesting system, I think, because it means that you can have carts that run and they sort of wait for people for a second, and then they just go off again. Like I said, unfortunately, it doesn't work if you're riding in the cart, because the cart goes too fast and it doesn't stop on the correct spot. But it works for unladen carts, so that's my system. I guess I'll show you the wiring really briefly. Alright, so if we take a peek in here, you can see that the detector rail for the first track is on top of this sand block that has the redstone torch on it, and it feeds into this, it's 4 redstone repeaters per track, 2 with with minimum delay, and 2 with maximum delay. This is for the second track, this goes to the fourth, and this goes to the third, fourth, whatever you want to say. You can do the tracks separately, of course. You can wire them separately, with each having 4 individual repeaters and their individual, you know, um, 2 inverters. But I just wired them all together for the purpose of this demonstration, so I wouldn't have to sift through a ton of wiring and confuse everyone. So that's basically the wiring, and if you're confused at all about that wiring, I will go over here and I will show you a miniature scale model that I have built. This is a small model, and as you can see, it presses the detector rail there, and it waits a second and turns off the track, and then the track turns on again after the signal depletes from the repeaters, or rather repletes, I guess. And the signal goes down into this inverter, goes through the 2 no ticks and the 2 max ticks, and goes into another inverter and a final inverter, and the final inverter's redstone torch is placed right under either of the 3 booster tracks. It won't really matter. And that makes the cart go, and I'm sure everyone is like, oh, why don't you just take out this inverter here, and that means you can take out that inverter, and you can only use one inverter. Well, as you saw in the first model, with the actual hub, the detector rail is going to set off a redstone torch, which means that you're going to need a dual inverter system, because this inverter, just imagine that it's attached directly to the detector rail, and it's not actually an inverter. So yeah, that's basically the entire thing. I can't guarantee that it'll work exactly as, as I've shown, because I haven't tested long lengths, and I haven't tested, whether, well, I don't even remember. But you can't, also, it doesn't work when there's a person in it, and that may mess up the system. So I'm going to try and devise a way that it works in both ways. There may not be a way that it can work both ways. I don't know. But this is a plausible way to have just a continual carts going and stopping and then re-going system. So, hope you found this useful, and I hope you can make it work for you. Thanks for watching.